On December 5, 1872, the crew of the Dei Gratia spotted a merchant ship drifting erratically through the mid-Atlantic. They hailed the vessel, but their shouts were met with silence. The boarding party found no blood on the deck, no broken weapons, and no evidence of a struggle. The Mary Celeste appeared perfectly seaworthy. Below deck, the living quarters were in perfect order. They found a child's toys scattered on the floor, and the crew's personal pipes and clothing left exactly where they belonged. 10 people had vanished. Among them was Captain Benjamin Briggs, a highly experienced mariner who had taken his wife and 2-year-old daughter along for the journey. A fully stocked ship was sailing itself through open water, creating a physical impossibility that defied standard maritime logic. In the decades following the discovery, writers like a young Arthur Conan Doyle popularized completely false details about warm tea and half-eaten breakfasts to satisfy the public's need for an answer. To find the truth, we have to isolate the physical evidence from the sensationalism, treating the Mary Celeste as a cold case investigation. The mechanical and chemical anomalies recorded in the ship's logs reveal a sequence of events grounded in terrifying reality. On the upper deck, the ship's single lifeboat was missing from its davits. The wooden railings had been removed to clear a path to launch the boat. Inside the captain's quarters, the ship's register and navigation books were also gone. This is a brass chronometer. Along with the ship's sextant, these were the precise tools a captain would need to navigate an open rowboat across the Atlantic. Both were taken from the ship. Captain Briggs chose to order his family and crew into a tiny, open boat. He decided the open ocean was safer than remaining on the deck of the Mary Celeste. The boarding party found 3.5 feet of water in the hold, alongside a disassembled bilge pump sitting on the deck. Recent refitting had left coal dust and sawdust in the hull. As the ship encountered rough seas, all this debris mixed with the water to create an abrasive sludge. This mixture choked the pump's mechanical leather valves, leaving the crew unable to drain the water rising in the hold. Near the open cargo hatches, 9 barrels of denatured industrial alcohol were eventually found empty. As the Mary Celeste moved from the freezing winter waters of New York toward the Azores, the temperature inside the unventilated hold rose significantly. This thermal expansion caused the wooden barrels to leak volatile, invisible alcohol vapors into the tight airspace. Facing rising water and the distinct smell of explosive fumes, Briggs would have heard the rumbling of expanding vapor from below. He deduced his ship was a ticking bomb. The thick manila tow line was found dangling from the stern of the ship, its fibers cleanly sliced. Briggs likely tethered the lifeboat to the Mary Celeste, planning to trail behind at a safe distance while the explosive vapors vented from the open hatches. While the crew waited, a sudden Atlantic squall swept the area. A fresh gust of wind caught the half-set sails. The massive wooden ship lurched forward, generating immense kinetic force. The tow line stretched to its breaking point and snapped under the tension. In a single second, a temporary safety measure was transformed into a permanent death sentence. 10 people were now disconnected from their only source of survival in a tiny, open rowboat. It is physically impossible to row a small lifeboat fast enough through choppy waters to catch a brigantine sailing under a fresh wind. The crew was forced to watch as their warm, fully stocked ship sailed away from them, leaving them in the freezing sea spray. The mystery is a collision of fluid dynamics, a broken pump, and a few seconds of atmospheric pressure. The ocean's indifference is lethal enough on its own.